live.
we're rocking. Okay.
Oh,
Make sure you're talking right into the mic.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah.
episode 165. 165.
Okay.
We got the big dragon, Cashinova, in the building.
Oh yeah, we in this bitch.
So, nah, man, we ain't gonna go there. I was gonna say we had this set up, and then shit got crossed up. Now we're good.
Yeah,
we're here.
Yeah,
we're here now. We made it. So, I'm excited to talk about the project, Big Dragon.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like you got maybe a little bit of an untold story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yo.
I don't think there's a lot of people out there that have like uncovered like your true,
For sure.
the background about you. I've heard a couple interviews or whatever that did a little bit, but I think you got interesting. I think you have a interesting background.
Yeah.
That should be told.
Oh, let's tell it, man.
Let's do it. Let's tell it. So I want to talk about the project, but let's start at the beginning, man. I want to know the origins of how hip hop became your life.
First off, my brother, he's a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's like now he's like a youth minister.
He's not rapping anymore?
No, he's still rapping. He's doing like gospel music.
Okay.
But growing up, he was like a gangbanger. He
Okay.
was, and he was in the streets and things like that.
His name isn't still Trigger, is it?
It's Born Again Trig.
Got it.
And Trig stands for through righteous I give God all.
Okay.
So he's still using it, but like because it's still
Twisted
him.
around.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I was a young kid, and they like heavy in the streets of like St. Paul. We grew up on the west side of
right?
St. Paul, and
the hometown,
Yeah,
baby.
man, that's my hood.
Me too, man.
We grew up in the projects, so it's with other refugees, other refugee families, it's Mexicans, blacks. It was like a couple white families.
Where are you originally from? The family originally from?
Cambodia. So we
right.
came here. So the history. Can we go through? You want to go
Fuck
through?
Of course,
the history?
yeah.
I know a little bit. Like I know that your parents are first generation
Yup.
immigrants. Like
So
they went through the
English
shit.
and shit. Like yeah. So like with refugees that like, so it was a war in our country. It was like the Vietnam War, and America. When they was going against Vietnam, they did like this bombing where it's the 70s and shit, so they don't know where they bombing exactly.
Right.
They just throwing it on what they see as trees.
We still don't
and
know
shit.
what we're bombing.
And it happened to be Cambodia. So I don't know the technical words, but in some sort of like repaying or whatever, some sort of programs, they was helping the Cambodians like flee, like America was helping them go through programs to get their citizenships, come to America. I don't even know if the thing connects with the bombing Cambodian, but that's what I done.
A lot of people ended up in like the Philippines. And, like,
So my
like
parents
that.
went to the Philippines.
Okay.
They got their citizenship there.
Yep.
Before the Philippines, they was like in what they called like these camps,
concentration camp, basically.
sort of things like that. They call it. I forgot what the fuck they call it. Refugee camps.
Camp.
Yeah. And they was basically like slaves. They got like one meal a day for like their whole family, and it was my mom, my dad, and like my older siblings. I want to say like 2 brothers died because of starvation and not being able to survive off drinking your piss and eating fucking a banana for a week with your whole family. It was shit like that. So I lost a couple siblings, and from the Thailand border, they went to the Philippines. They got their citizenship, came to America. So now, fast forward here in America, like that's mostly all Cambodian family stories. They went through the genocide or whatever. The slave work was you had to work in the rice fields and gather up rice for these refugee soldiers. The refugee group was
also the drug trade too, right?
I don't even
Heroin,
know.
The poppy fields and like all that. Too,
all that is out there. So you had to work for this refugee group or whatever they called not refugee group. My bad, dog. This guerrilla group, this whatever you want to call it. They was trying to like turn Cambodia to the year 0 again.
Yep.
They like took over the capital with like they took over the army,
tried to overthrow
police,
the whole government,
the whole thing.
Yep.
They killed off anybody if they ran into your house and you had a diploma or showed that you was educated in any way. They would kill you. Like I'm talking about, they killed like. Don't quote me. It's like $250,000. I need to look this shit up. I should know this shit. It's $250,000.
It's $250,000 or a quarter of the population.
It's a quarter of the population. One of that. And they wanted to keep everybody who was just basically dumb to them, like the farmers and motherfuckers who was just in the fields,
who would just
people that would
just
work.
do that shit anyway. Yeah. So my parents escaped through that. They was like, you have to like worry about landmines blowing up because that's just blowing up left and right. My mom used to tell me crazy stories, just running in fields, stepping around dead bodies, like carrying her babies, the surviving babies. You know what I mean? She also had a baby while she was in the camps, in the refugee camps. Anyways, back here to America, that's mainly like all Cambodian people's stories. Like a lot of them have like PTSD and all sorts of shit from the war and all sorts. Like my mom hated like fireworks and she would never let me wear red because that rebel group wore red and things like that. So it like really fucked up her head. And so what they did when we got to America was we was like placed all in project homes, like the cheap low income areas. From the West Coast to the East Coast, like Long Beach, it was all like, you know, all the Cambodians are in the hood. The East Coast, like it's like Lowell, Massachusetts. Cambodians are all in like the low income hoods, and that's basically what happened with us in St. Paul. We was growing up in the projects. I mean, St. Paul, like Minnesota in general, it ain't like your big city. It ain't like crazy dangerous, but it is a lot of bullshit and
there's small areas in Minnesota that are
right,
bad.
and especially like you just growing up in the projects, like it's just you just go through what the project was. So I think we circling back around. You asked me like hip hop.
Well, yeah, so, but I'm interested in this too, man. I'm really interested in this. I think that's the beauty of the long form interviews. We can talk. You can tell your whole story, man. That shit is incredible. The fact that your parents made it out of that.
Yeah, it's
bro.
I was super humble about it growing up. I had to be thankful. It happened naturally because she would tell me all this crazy shit, and I'm like 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, hearing this shit like damn, like and learning about it at the same time.
Right.
Myself is like that shit is crazy.
It's gotta be hard not to like harbor feelings though, like about like even being in America. Weren't you pissed off at Americans? Or wasn't she? I should say.
I don't know. No, she not that. I mean, no.
Because ultimately, Americans were responsible for it. I think this is some unpatriotic shit. I'm saying.
She might have not even known at her time of living. She passed away now, but
I'm sorry.
You know, I don't know how long that. You know, I don't know. I never was old enough to ask her like, how do you feel about what America did or what happened?
How old were you when she passed?
16.
Oh, were the Americans fighting these rebel groups though?
Yeah, so the Americans was fighting. See, I think it was two things going on at the same time.
This is why people.
Vietnam War?
Yeah,
this is the Vietnam War.
Okay, so they're the North. Yeah.
Yeah, but then.
This is why that war was so controversial.
See, I need to be on Google. I need to be on Wikipedia because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
But that's why the war was so controversial because I think
it was hella shit going
that's why people
on,
say America didn't belong in that war because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Eventually they did come and help out because there's a movie on it called The Killing Fields.
Well, you had the dictatorship, which was the Northern Vietnam versus the South or whatever.
You probably know a little bit more than me, though, honestly, bro.
But we didn't know who was the problem.
Yeah, I don't even know like the political side.
My dad was in that war.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know exactly what. I just knew like the rebel group did like happen. Yeah, and I don't know. I want to say like they was also fighting against Vietnam or something, and then also there's like the Cambodian army fighting against them. It was a whole bunch of shit.
All wars fucked up, but that was a fucked up war.
Yeah, it was weird, super weird.
And we probably didn't belong in that war, to be honest.
So you were born here though, right?
I was born here. Okay. I was born downtown St. Paul. You did.
That's it.
But yeah, I was born here. My family moved to like the original project homes was like off West 7th Street, called like the Maynards homes or something like that. It's right off West 7th. Then they moved to I think my brother was born there, or my brother. I got the older brother we was talking about. I think he was born in Kansas City because we first moved to Kansas City, Missouri, and then St. Paul, and then I was born. And we grew up. Born in St. Paul.
So did you grow up hard? Like, was it tough? Or
it was for me. Like, all honesty, and like y'all can hear it in my music. I don't talk no gun talk or nothing crazy. If my recent shit I have, and if I do, I'm literally talking like concealed to carry, like, you know what I mean? You're licensed to carry. Like, I don't say like I'm out here with the semi. I'm out here with the, because that's just not who I was. Right. But I'll say something like, don't think I got it, don't got it on me, blah blah. But that's because I support your rights to carry. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Legally have it on.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But other than that, growing up, I think I got it smooth. All the bullshit was there, but I think I got it smooth because my brother, he has so much like rank or whatever in like the streets and shit like that. Where it was like people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, you Trigger's little brother? Oh, you good, dog? Like, I fuck with you, blah blah." Like off bat, it was like that my whole life. Yeah. Like, and he had that effect on people, that power or whatever you want to call it. And that's not nothing out of my control. It's just people fucked with me. Right. And maybe I was a cool kid too. People fucked with me. I had like, you know, motherfuckers try to start. I mean, I done had little scuffles and shit in the hood as a little kid.
Man, that's just
it ain't shit.
Were you ever on the street shit, or did
no,
you steer clear of it?
No, I'm not a gang member. Right. You know? So if you ever see me in pictures with anybody who's affiliated, the thing is I'm in the gang system. Like the police, like I was harassed growing up. Like course, I'm with them guys. They my cousins. Yep. They my uncles and my brother and my nephews and shit. They're Asian bloods, they're Cambodian bloods or whatever.
But you were able to avoid.
I was able to be like, I want to be a rapper, and everybody respected that, and everybody was cool with that, because you know there's the hoopers that ain't gang banging and shit like that, and Cash wants to be Cash is the rapper, yep. Tony's the rapper, yep. But it was all there, you know what I mean? I didn't, you know, everything was there, and it's just basically like it's all in front of me. My brother-in-law, all of them they're like Asian bloods, and it's literally like almost everybody but me. Like, you know what I mean? There's only a handful of motherfuckers that's like not like.
But the fact that they respected that is cool.
But like growing up where I'm from, just to get like a perspective, like I was harassed by the police. They threw me in the gang system automatically. Oh, you Cambodian, you with them? They put me in the gang system or whatever. But being like high school and all that, I was just cool with people. Like I think I just always been cool. I just always wanted to get money with people. And
how long have you been a rapper? When did you take on that?
I've been like fucking around with music and thinking I can like sing, and like I swear to God on my kids, I made my first little jingle when I was like first grade. Like you know what I mean? Like I always loved it because that was kindergarten, first grade. My brother's coming home showing me his rap tapes. So
you're like, what's that, 6, 7 years old?
Yeah. No, people can merch on this. Like ask my homie Thai and my nephew Ray Ray. We jumping on the bed. I had like a whole jingle, and I'm like, "This is my new song."
You
and
remember
I would sing it? I ain't gonna sing it. I remember it. I ain't
gonna sing it. No. Don't sing it. Just lay it out.
Don't.
What do you mean? No, I'm sorry. Is it about jumping on the bed?
No. It was like Halloween themed. It was like a kid's like Halloween song. I swear to God. But
that's
like,
crazy.
Growing up,
first grade.
Yeah. I did like the 5th grade talent show rapping. I did like Nelly's Air Force Ones with my homies.
That's so dope.
And then by the time I hit 7th grade, I did a little mixtape with my homies. We was just doing the MySpace thing and shit, like the Asian Avenue and Black Planet was a thing. So I was
Asian Avenue?
That was like, you heard of Black Planet?
I've heard of Black Planet.
Then there's AsianAvenue.com.
Dead ass? I see.
Yeah.
So
the same setup.
And
same exact
and I want to get
layout.
into that conversation too, because I think like the Asian hip hop scene.
Yeah.
It's slept on.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's extremely slept on.
I think it's still building itself. If anything, it's not too many. It's not, you know.
Asian Avenue. I had no idea.
Yo.
That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
But so you were doing your MySpace thing.
I was doing all that. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Were you getting? I mean,
yeah.
So from first grade on, it was building?
Yeah, and I was making burnt CDs, selling it around middle school and shit to people for like $2 with my homie, like doing little tapes and stuff. I've always wanted to be like a rapper. I seen my brother do it. He, like with the Asian scene, he had like little viral songs, Asian repping gang banging songs that was like hot as hell off like LimeWire and Kazaa and shit like that. Like it was like motherfuckers downloading the shit out of it, and like everybody knew what it like. It was like these Cambodian anthems and shit, and like everybody knew them bitches. Like I used to hear it. I heard it before I knew it was my brother type shit. You know what I mean? Like as a kid.
Shit.
And there's like, oh, that's your shit. Oh damn, boy, because you already showing me this shit. And my brother was in the scene too. That's like I knew like. Big Wiz, Tony Bones, and them.
Like I know who your brother is for sure.
Okay, yeah. Like he introduced me to like the whole scene back in like the 04, 05, 06 era or whatever. It was just, you know, it was like the local cats doing little shows here and there, Dinky Town and things like that. Yeah, Red Sea, shit like that. I'd have met like AK when I was a young kid, and a lot of the OGs like that you see now. I was like 16, 17 years old being brought around them through my brother and shit like that.
So hip hop has kind of always been.
Yeah, and
that was just it.
Again, I'm freestyle rap battling at the bus stop at school. I mean, on the way to school, growing up, like talking about 5th, 6th grade again, like freestyling. It ain't crazy shit, but we just doing it just cause everybody's doing it. Like my brother's rapping, my friends is rapping. I'm not like the best, but like Big Dragon was all freestyle. Like I ain't write nothing. I did it on the mic and I punched in type shit, but I ain't write nothing. No.
You know what you did?
Smoked weed and just punched the hooks. Everything was just freestyling, punching in.
I feel like that's the way things are going.
I seen
now.
how Lil Wayne did it, and I seen like Wiz Khalifa do a little bit, and
Jay do it too.
Yeah.
Does it the
I mean
same way.
Jay, of course, but he's like the god at it. But I did like 90% of the album was that.
That's fucking dope.
I probably wrote like a couple bars here and there if I needed it, but
You know what you did on this project that I really appreciated? Something that I feel like people don't do anymore. You had an intro track.
Mm-hmm.
What was the intro track? Finished?
Yeah. So it artists don't have songs that play like intros anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
came up
for
in that
sure.
era where like, remember Ludacris had the best intros.
Yeah.
Like you knew it was the intro. It built you up to like for the rest of the project, and you did that on Big Dragon. I was like, hey, yo, this
I
is
think
Appreciate
the
it,
last person that had a good solid intro was Wyclef.
True.
Shout out
Wyclef.
Wyclef.
Yeah, that's true.
my guy, man. Shout out
Wyclef is a bit
man.
different because he does everything he does is so
planned out.
themed. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's also thematic.
Yeah, I admire that shit. He be having some dope shit too.
Yeah.
So out of all the track, we're getting right into the album now.
Yeah, we can talk about the
Right
album.
now.
Let's talk about the album.
What was your favorite track?
Myself, that's hard. I think Pull Up, that little love song I did. I made the beat to that one too.
Oh, you did the beat on that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yo. And Give You This Feeling. That was something like one of them freestyles that was so quick, and y'all probably didn't even peep it. I don't swear in that song at all.
I peeped that.
There's no curse word.
You
on
don't cuss that much though.
No, yeah, I don't.
That's funny. That's always been something I pick up on. I don't
think
know why.
I do. I guess I just try to, cause I don't like filling in bars with just hella curse words.
That's what you don't do.
I like to like at least say something like, and I be beating myself up for it because sometimes I'll take forever to do a song or do some shit or finish some shit because I'm like, I don't just want to say something just to say it. And in case you missed it, the last song, I See Why Am I or some shit. I made the beat to that one too. But my bad, the Give You This Feeling, it was right off tour, so I felt like it was a vibe that I was feeling and shit like that. So that one was
You were on that high energy.
Yeah, and in case you missed it, was off some like, oh, I made this beat. I'm really feeling this shit. Yeah.
How did the Little Dragon become the Big Dragon? Like, what was the like?
I mean,
what happened?
In the simplest ways, probably just like signing my like cool little management deal with Stophouse.
Yep.
Just doing things different on a different level than what it was before. I felt like I could call myself Big Dragon now, and the fact that I had Little Dragon, it made sense if I did want to do something to continue that shit.
Plus, you got Little Dragons at home too now.
Yeah, y'all got three.
I mean, you got what? Three?
Three.
Three
got
babies, right?
3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old. Shout out my babies. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and
Me too, right now.
and the rap shit. I don't do like a 9 to 5. The rap shit is my 9 to 5.
Right.
It's my 24/7 really.
Is that like the first time that it's been like that?
Yeah.
Last
yeah.
what?
That's
year
why.
or
That's
two?
why I can say like a big dragon.
Yeah.
Like I'm big. Like I feel like Big Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. First time.
That's
Like,
gotta feel good.
yeah. I quit when I had a day job or whatever. It was like a factory. Actually, it was a night job. It was a third shift job. It's like 5 years ago. Yeah, my brother was like, "You sure you about to quit and do rap?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
That's
what
what
you
you've been
mean?
waiting for.
Yeah, and I mean, it paid off as far as right now. Hopefully, it just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Well, being with the crew, I was kind of talking with you about this before, but being with a guy from Prof, who's done this for a long time. Like, I remember when I was a huge fan of Prof, watching him before, like, when Yellow Wolf was just starting to blow up, when Wiz Khalifa was just starting to blow up. He was still touring, and these were sold-out shows, and he's consistently had this, like, cult following. Like, his fans are solid fucking fans.
Solid
like you were saying, his merch,
it's crazy.
sold out shows nonstop. I mean, it's
he be getting it.
following him,
He be getting
seeing him. I mean, that's you got.
I learned.
No doubt.
I soak in as much as I can as far as like anything that helped me better my career. Dog, his shows is so nuts. Where I'm not nowhere near what he can do, but I can soak in game and learn from it and apply it to like the way I do my shows. But he literally him and like the team around Stophouse like taught me
crazy
to perform like 100% with the mic, no background vocals. I don't do like none. Like I'll have like a little bit of the ad libs, but even most of my shit would be just the instrumental.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I never knew how important it was because
fans appreciate that so
just
much.
even 2016, 17, I was screaming them in the mic with my background, just screaming. And again, like it works out for like certain rappers in the industry and shit that some do it and you know they're successful or whatever. Like Travis Scott, he's one of my favorites, but his shows is like it's just, you know, it's screaming. Again, shout out Travis Scott, like I love him, but his sound is so like, he's a rager, so it makes sense. Like it's like he gets a pass for it, but
his voice is an instrument. You know what I mean? So he can't really create what he creates on stage.
For sure.
It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? True. Like it's too much. I'm not, and I don't want to hear Young Thug like scream into the mic. I want just do your performance. You know what I mean? Like I don't want.
I want to say Thug performs over his tracks.
That's what I mean. That's my point. I'm saying like a guy like Thug. Like I would rather not.
Y'all see Offset at the BET Awards?
Yeah,
he killed it. He was doing just his vocals. I was surprised because the Migos don't be doing that. But he was doing just his vocals on the mic, and this motherfucker was dancing.
I'm proud.
He was dancing with a chorus, like a whole group of dancers, and I was like, that's crazy. That's how you perform. But back to like Prof and shit, like I learned all that like single handedly from them, and I've gotten like so much better at it. Like literally, like just up there catching every breath and shit like that. So.
I found you off of Know Me Well, right?
It was actually Dylan Parker.
Okay, shout out to Dylan. He's a supporter. He supports us, and I appreciate him.
Yeah. So Stophouse, the main three owners is Prof, Dylan, and Mike Campbell. And Dylan came across my shit, and I want to say Prof, and maybe with Mike, or I'm not sure where Mike was, but Prof was on the Warped Tour or something like that. Sent him the Know Me Well video, and I get what he says was they was just all going crazy, like what the fuck is this? And dudes from Minnesota, like what the fuck? And like Prof just said he was just going crazy, like going bananas over it.
Yeah, you got such a unique sound.
I try to, man. I try to focus on it. Like
how do you so?
It's all off.
There's no way that you've been rapping like that since first grade.
No, hell no.
So I'm curious, where did you find that pocket?
I'm still waiting to hear this first grade rap. You never know.
I think it's like evolution, dog. It's like Darwin's theory.
But like, was there like a song where you laid it down kind of with that unique style, and you were like, "Yo, that sounds crazy."
Know Me Well was one of them.
Is that one of
first
them?
ones?
Yeah.
But I think I've always like played with the music a certain way. I think I've always like tried to like that. My focus was to like what can I do different? What can I say different? That was always like my intentions, because I don't want to sound like nobody else. Like
you don't.
That's like one of my main things. Like I'm definitely like I'm not a fan when I hear somebody and they sound like somebody else. And like me, like I'm like a big Drake fan, but you will never hear me rapping like Drake or something. Like you know what I mean? But again, I've always like just try to put my focus.
Don't let Drake find you, because you might hear him rapping like you. That's what Drake does.
Shout out Drake, man. But no, man, I've always just tried to focus on just being different and in the pocket and things. It's always been like off the chest. Like I don't like try to like let me make it sound like this, or let me. I just play the beat and I just start like almost freestyling melodies and things like that.
What I hear is it sounds like you hear a beat and you just breathe life into it.
Yeah,
it literally comes like from like it's like directly from lungs to mouth. Like there's no in between.
Because sometimes I feel like that.
Bro,
like the gestures.
I gotta do it's right here, man. It's here. Real talk though. It's just feelings.
Yeah.
I feel like saying them words. I feel like saying it in this key, and sometimes it takes me a bit to find it. I'll say some dumb shit that sounds horrible until like half the time it's like on accident. Like, oh no, Know Me Well. I'm like, so, and I'll be like, okay, that's what it is.
Right.
And I just go, I'm like, oh shit. I'll listen back to shit. I'm like, I can't believe I just made. If you ask Dylan, I'd be in the studio like, this shit's hard as hell. Like after I record it and he's like mixing it for like 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, God, like, I'm like, damn, this is hard. I'm like, I just be shaking my head and laughing, like in the most humblest way. But like, I'm like, damn, like I'm
dope.
cold. I'm like, damn, like what the fuck?
You're supposed to feel that way though.
So are you like always in an album mode? Are you always putting music out,
No.
or do you have spurts?
It's phases, man.
It's
like,
phases.
I had writer's block for a good minute, like a good couple of months, and like I'll try to come up with shit, and it just frustrates me. I get like anxiety sometimes, so I just have to step back and find inspiration, whether it's go out or listen to some shit, a podcast, or just some couple of songs, new videos and things like that. But it just comes in and out. It's simple shit, but it just helps me go, because again with the whole, I have difficulty writing sometimes. I think it's just taking care of the kids all the time and shit like that, and just not having the time to. I think just the whole freestyling thing, just off the feelings and shit like that, is just more easier that way.
So being a dad, it sounds like you're a little bit like me, where like I don't draw inspiration from my kids. I don't. I'm here to like be a dad to my kids and raise them and teach them and shit. But I don't like, my kids don't make me go, man, I want to be great today. They make me go, God, it's like one of two ways. It's like either, all right, they're being good, I can go do some shit right now, or I'm pissed off because they're not listening. Yeah, they don't.
I'm there with you there, but I'm also like, I definitely want to be great. When
I'm inspired to like get money for my family. Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't like draw inspiration from my kids. I'm not like, oh, I love you guys so much, I just want to go do some cool shit. Like it's never that. It's never that.
It's hard to be that way.
I want to care. I want to do shit to care for them.
Yeah, I do shit to care for them because I care for them. Yeah. But when I need to get my rapping shit done or something, I'm definitely like, okay, y'all need to. I can't be like, okay, my kids are here, let me work on something. I'm like, no, I gotta step away.
It's all, you're a little bit different position than me too, because you're 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So mine are a little older, but okay. But 3, 4, 5 is different. Like 3. Shit, those they all need. Well, 5 is
they all sort of the same. They're my oldest one is obviously older, but they all argue over the same shit. They all want that. I can't just buy one thing or something. Oh, no. It gotta be. Yeah, so they're in that. I think they're gonna be like that forever till they, teenagers, and maybe even then. But
I'm in the same position. My youngest is 5.
Okay, and how old is the other one?
So 5, 9, 9, 12.
Oh, you got 4 kids.
Yeah, so I've learned over the years that rather than, all right, I gotta buy each of them the same shit, I'm just not buying any of you shit. None of you are getting shit. It's easier that way.
No, that works the most.
Because either way they'll be like, but his is better. It's like, it's the same fucking thing. Yeah, but mine's broken. That's because you broke it. It's like,
man,
bro,
I don't be wanting to hear it half the times. I'm like, man,
no.
I'm supposed to be.
When you listen to music, do you listen to any local stuff, or is it national stuff, or what?
It's everything.
Who do you hate locally? I'm just playing. What the fuck? I'm just playing.
I don't hate nobody.
Who do you hear and you're like, damn, man, that's trash. I'm better than them. Don't answer that.
No, man. See, with that, when I said that, it's not even the local people. It literally just be anything. Especially when I hear like a big artist
on the radio,
and it's not like what popping? I find good. Like I'm like, yes, like, because this new shit I got is about to be better than that. Yeah. Yep. But I mean, what was the question? Like,
I don't
local.
know if there was an actual question.
Okay. I guess I listen to the local guys. I listen to local people, and I listen to major people. I don't know. I just be on my Instagram. I be following people. I see what people doing. The way it is.
So I think you move. I think you are moving. You're moving music. What happened?
I was just moving it. Okay.
No, not literally. You move. I think you move music. You move the music scene here locally, like what you do. What you do moves the music scene.
Everybody sees it for sure.
Yeah, and I think that there are. I mean, I'd say probably like 2 handfuls of artists, maybe, that are sort of on that same level right now, and then there's some others that are bubbling to get close. Do you see levels? Like, do you see other artists and go, okay, they're on my level.
I mean, I see
they're not on my level. They're getting closer. I'm not saying like you should name names.
I don't say it like that.
Anyone, like a competition thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
So like somebody I would compare you to, not compare like music wise, but like I think like you and Taylor J are on a very similar level right now. And I don't say that just because you guys not shared, but we're on the same stage at Soundset. But I think y'all are. As far as like your careers and what you're doing and the trajectory from where you are is similar. So like, not that I think y'all should be in competition, but that's an example of somebody that I would look at as maybe fighting for that top spot locally.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't look at it that way. No, like real talk. The levels Drake. Thing, yeah, say, I want that. Compete with that. I want to be that. Yeah. The local scene is cool and is dope, and I'm gonna love it forever. Yeah. But I think when I'm in the studio, when I'm writing music, or when I'm looking at my life, looking at my career, whatever, I want to be where Travis Scott is. I want to be where Amigos is. I want to be where Cardi B is and shit like that. So I don't know. As far as like with the levels thing, I think like naturally you just gonna see it that way. Yeah. Anybody will. Yeah. Like, okay, like I'm on Taylor J's level. I agree with you with things like that. And like there's the other artists, they not on the level only because they just started, only because their catalog is smaller, only because they still building their fan base, still building their Twitter, still building their Instagram, things like that. That's all it is with levels to me.
Well, to me, it's a lot of people that, you know, are they really as serious as what like, you are, or Taylor J are, or how Nate Millions was?
Level,
if he's still going to continue with that, how Lyric was when he was continuing with that.
True.
Like, them people work their ass off straight up.
For sure.
Yeah, because there's a level above where you are, where like I'll put like Prof. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Prof is on that. Prof is on that level of kind of bubbling to becoming a national artist.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he is nationally recognized.
He's international too.
Yeah,
but he's got the national game.
Right. He's got that perfect low key shit.
Like I don't think Prof. I shouldn't say this. I'm gonna say it because I don't know, but I don't think Prof is walking around with millions in the bank, and I'm guessing that's the goal.
For sure. I mean, that's my goal too.
Right.
So,
right.
You know
I bet you he's close.
I think that's everybody's goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then there's you know, bigger levels than that, of course, too, and then there's the game, the actual industry and shit like that. Yeah.
So I think, this is like some homies that I know too, like on a whole different level of shit. But like Prof and like Slug with Atmosphere and all that shit, like they've been sneaky doing this shit, like not so national where like they can't go out in public and shit, but they got this perfect level, kind of like how I compare to like Toki, right?
Yo, that's the thing.
Got this perfect level where you can still go to public and not be all harassed and paparazzi.
I've been out in public though with Prof, and he be getting like, does he gets a lot of attention, bro. I'm like, damn,
crazy fucker
for sure.
No, like he just.
Have you been out in public with him anywhere besides here? In like another city or state?
Well, yeah, when we go out touring. Yeah, we've been on tour. So
and is it the same?
We go out to eat.
And it's the same?
Yeah, yup. Motherfuckers approaching like restaurants or like downtown somewhere. I've been approached in what's that city? BC, Canada. What is that? British Columbia. But it was only because they knew Prof. You know what I mean?
Right, but still,
they're like Cashinova. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, like, no, for sure. And like even out here, I've been to like restaurants and bars with him, and like, he like had his hood up, and people will stare at him first, like off bat, right? And I'm peeping. I'm like, why are they staring? Like, is it a fan? Because they haven't said nothing for like 30 minutes. Then they'll like out of nowhere just come up and be like, "Can I get a picture with you, Prof?" Blah blah. I'm like, damn, it's just a lot of people know who he is. Yo.
There's something to having a recognizable persona and face, because like
for sure,
Prof is recognized. You know what I mean? Like he has a unique look to him. Like,
for sure,
you know what I mean? Whereas like even like someone like Slug,
a
lot of people might see him out in public and just be like, "That's just like a normal guy." He's never really been. Know who he is. You would for sure, and I would for sure. But like a lot of like teenage girls wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, that's Slug." They'd be like, "Hey, that's a normal old guy." You know what I mean? So there's something to be said for that. What were we talking about though? Oh, I wanted to know like, so what's the process of signing with Stophouse? Like, what? How does that go? What's the process?
It's a management deal.
Okay.
So I have Stophouse.
Are they a record label or are they a management team or what is that?
That's what happened. Prof is under Rhymesayers.
That's what I thought.
Stophouse is his shit.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? And
so it's like Shady Aftermath.
Type
Stophouse,
shit. Type shit. We signed a management deal. So my managers are Prof, Mike Campbell. Anybody who owns Stophouse, who's a part of the ownership of Stophouse, is technically like my management.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So when you are you?
But we
technically are you an employee of like Rhymesayers?
Nah.
Okay.
Just Stophouse.
Okay.
Separate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's separate. And I had to do like taxes this year, and I had to pay back for a couple $100 for the taxes, but it's all good. Some bullshit. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh damn, this is what it is. Like what? I'm like, can somebody claim me or something? No, but so it's like legit or whatever, you know, as far as like, you know, having to pay real back business. Taxes and shit. Yeah. But
smart business.
And then with the record label situation, we was shopping my album to a couple of people. It wasn't like we went like super hard on shopping it, but we shopped it to a couple of labels that we had like mutual connects with.
Like a distro deal?
Yeah, yup. And we were just like, it came to the point where it was just like, you know what, let's just, and the decision was if nobody bid, we would just drop it under Stophouse as the label. You know?
I see. So you did. So before you dropped it.
Before I dropped it, we just had the album done, trying to see if anybody wanted.
Okay.
And technically, even with that drop, we could still shop me or whatever. You know what I mean? Sure. But like right now, I'm like Stophouse, and even if I was to get signed, I would only want like them as my management, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you'd have like a distribution deal with
somebody else, and they would be my team that I'm working on the music with. Yeah.
That's cool though.
So then when you're making music, are you working with mostly those guys?
What you mean? Like, so am I working on the music with them?
Yeah, like so, like when you make, like so when you're in the process of making Big Dragon.
I think everybody got like their roles.
Okay.
Like,
so when you're in the studio, what's the studio session?
I'm with Dylan Parker.
You're with Dylan. So you and Dylan most of the time.
Yup.
All the time.
So he's the
engineer work and stuff too.
He does recording engineering, but he's also
owner
of the label.
We should have him on the show for sure.
Yup. So not only does he engineer and record and mix it and stuff, he's also an owner of the label. Yeah. So you know what I mean. That's how that works.
Everything in house.
And then we'll send. Then Mike Campbell is like the I don't know the technical things,
business side,
the business side of things. We send him the songs. Here's the songs. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And Prof is. That's his shit, you know what I mean. So and he, you know, he'll either tell me like he likes something or tell me like, oh, you should say something this way, or right here you should have this right here, or say a little voice or something. So he's there to like help with it and you know, critique it and shit like that.
So he's invested in your career, legit.
Yeah, no,
that's fucking awesome.
He done helped like crazy with it. Like Big Dragon was something totally different before we got together and like discussed on it. Like he helped me see it way different as far as like the simplest things, like the cover of it and everything like that. I still had a certain vision that I wanted, and of course they let me do it. But
what would you give you a professional aspect? Somebody who's been around.
Yeah, just like this is his opinion, and yeah.
What would you say the concept of Big Dragon is? I mean, I have my own ideas and theories, and I think it can mean whatever it means to anybody else.
So Big Dragon. Okay, so the like dragon and okay, so it's a couple of things. So when I grew up, my family, again, my brother-in-laws, uncles, brothers, cousins, nephews, they're Asian bloods, Cambodian bloods. And there's a couple sets, and the main set where I was from or whatever that was around and where my brother was and things like that, were dragons. They called themselves like it was red blood dragons. And again, this shit it wasn't nothing that was like, I'm not a gang member or whatever, but it is who I seen growing up. It is who I like sort of in a way looked up to.
Still your life.
Yeah, and like learned like street knowledge from. I was able to get free game from these guys. So with the whole dragon thing, I thought that was cool to like pay back tribute like that. Like it's the dragons, they're dragon. And then also with the history of like the meaning of dragon, meaning of the dragon, like in China and shit like that. It's always like wisdom and being wise and shit like that. So I thought like Big Dragon, the albums to me is like free game for like a kid just like wanting to listen to music, and they probably won't even realize they're learning something. Cause
what
like
you're saying is we should change the name of our show to the Dragon Show.
Yeah, the Big Dragon Show. The Big Wise Dragon. No. That'll be the next album.
Yo, you just titled the episode. That's for sure.
That's
100%.
Our collab EP. But it's basically free game, man. It's what I believe is like if any kid that didn't have somebody to look up to listen to it, all my shit is, I'm saying some shit like, this is what I went through and this is what I'm doing now, and this is what I was before, but this was what I want to do now, and this is what y'all doing, this is what I'm doing, and that's mainly what I'm doing on Big Dragon. Like, even with the love song, like I heard
100%, yeah.
If you
that's the concept that I picked up.
Okay, yeah. It's like I got damn, I heard you,
chip
but
on my
like,
shoulder.
Yup. Like, damn, like motherfuckers want me dead, like motherfucker, and that's little shit. Like, I done been jumped and shit. I've been robbed. Just growing up in St. Paul, like just trying to get some money with motherfuckers. Motherfuckers done rob me and shit. So I had to learn shit the hard way and shit like that. Like I've definitely been through shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And basically my shit is just like, you can overcome it. You know what I mean? You can do what you love and just be you and be happy. And I try to do it in the most coolest like way. I try to say it in the most like yeah. Like I try to keep shit the songs sounding like popping and shit. But that's mainly what it is, man.
I like it. No,
that's the vibe. Super versatile too, man. Because it's got a newer sound that a lot of people like to hear. You know what I mean? To kind of get turned up, do their thing. But then you got songs like Ever Since, where you're spitting some fucking bars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where you got some hip hop, some good classic beats and shit too. It's dope.
Your voice changes sometimes too when you go like real rap heavy.
Yeah, when I go high really with it. Yeah, it's a whole nother voice.
There's a couple songs on there where I'm like,
is this him?
Wait, is this a feature?
Yeah, I done been in the studio with people and my verse is playing and they're just like, they don't know it's me. Yeah. Like, or something, I just meet them and they just like, oh, I'll write something after this guy. I'm like, this is me, motherfucker. But yeah, man, I think that's just the whole like little like Kendrick Lamar does it. Yeah. He has a couple voices. I just found a couple. Yeah. I've just found a couple voices that was like I really liked. Yep. And I
also like that you got Slug a little bit out of his pocket.
Oh yeah,
his normal Slug pocket. You got him a little out of that. I mean, it's still vintage Slug, but like it's a beat it's a different type of beat for him.
Yeah,
I like that.
Did you guys record together?
No, that one was something I sent to him.
Is that a label thing?
Nah,
you just said.
Yeah, it was just it was he told me after we did like Drown or something. He's like, send me something. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
They took you on tour, right?
No, I did like the last 2 shows.
Oh, okay.
It was here in
That's right.
St. Paul. That's right. They brought me out and shit for that, just that song. He sent me Drown and I did Drown and I sent him that. And
you had the best verse on that, by the way.
Thank you, though.
You know that.
Hell yeah. Hey, I mean, I think everybody did. I think everybody did great. No, real talk. Everybody killed that shit.
No, they did. Everybody did.
But I do love what I did on it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think they knew. To be honest, I don't know if you noticed, but you got a lot more screen time in the video too.
Oh shit! I mean,
I think you look cool.
I had the hook.
You got you got a cool look too. Like that's another thing too that I wanted to compliment you on is like your visuals.
Yeah.
Are they stand out? You know what I mean? Like the color scheme. I don't know who chooses that, who does that. If that's all you.
I mean, no, it's either the director or either I say something, but it's usually something that we just work out together.
You look cool on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. You look cool on camera. Like it's
that, and that again, that was like some like.
Who does your video work?
I mean, I've worked with Serial Films. Mm-hmm. I worked with Thomas Aximus. Man, I'm so sorry, Thomas, man.
Eskedit? Isn't it like
Aximit or something like that? Yeah.
He's really good.
He did like No, and he did Skyscrapers for me, and he's dope as fuck. And the thing cool about it is some of the Serial guys who will come help with collab with doing shit for him and shit like that. I just shot some new shit with Prof, and it was Thomas and a couple of the guys from Serial helping out and other people.
What did you shoot with Prof? Is this
I don't know if I can say.
Is this that big secret one that we already know about?
You're telling me you kind of went back to the hood though? Is it that?
No, that was my shit.
A different one?
Yeah, I think somebody already spilled the beans.
I mean, we was on IG stories with it and shit and posting shit with it. I was dressed like as a mayor and shit. If y'all seen that picture,
is it you, Prof, and someone else?
No, it's just me and Prof.
Because I heard a rumor about you, Prof, and someone else too, and the rumor that I heard it from was the other person.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what?
I'm just gonna say it.
No, we
can't. Then I'll cut it out if I well, okay. Said it on the show.
Yeah.
Mentioned it on the show.
Yeah.
He
did?
Yeah, he said on the show. Well,
he didn't say we.
No, you didn't say it. You just did that.
Don't put it because I don't want for real. I don't want to get in trouble.
No, he just said that he's got something in the works.
I told him in the kitchen earlier.
Well, mentioned that he has something in the works with and you.
Oh yeah, that's what he mentioned.
That's what he mentioned.
We can't, because I don't want to be the one to, be like, why'd you do that?
Do me a favor. This isn't gonna come out until Monday. ask and make sure that it needs to be cut out?
I think it will be.
Okay.
If you don't see a posted, then just cut it out, dog.
Should we FaceTime? No, I'm just playing.
All right. Okay,
but like from between us, like, yeah, I'm letting y'all know, and y'all the only people that like know. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of bleeps in here. People are gonna be frustrated as fuck. Like,
so
what
pissed.
the fuck did he just say?
All laughing about it. And
that would
shit
be cooler, but
that would be cool.
Anything.
Be a little promo, a little free promo. That's dope. Why does it need to be a secret though?
I don't know. I don't want to like disrespect the way wants to announce it or something. That's just all it is.
I got you. The rollout.
They never said nothing like don't say nothing, but it just made sense to like wait for them to say it.
Right.
Just as a rapper. That's all. That's all it was.
That's dope though. So I would love to hear about your. So I feel like a lot of people aren't giving you your credit. You're like a perennial Soundset all-star.
Hell yeah.
Like, bro, you've been on Soundset. People are like, oh, okay, finally. And it's like, not this round
Man,
4.
I want to say 4. This was the 4. I think I could be wrong. Maybe this is the 3rd.
This is 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah, but other years, like Plaza brought me out when he did Soundset, and we did The Vision, my song with him there. And then Prof brought me out last year.
Yep. Which was crazy.
I don't know if it was and then this is probably the 3rd, and but he brought me out during his set too this year.
So that's I was 4. Fuck it, we're counting it.
Right, yeah. So I hit 2 stages.
Yeah.
He was on the big stage.
He was on the big stage.
Yeah. How was that?
Man, it was
fucking crazy.
It's fucking
crazy.
I saw
a whole bunch of videos. I posted a bunch of videos.
There's a whole wave of motherfucking people, man.
There's some dope photos of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking people, though. It's everybody. It's mainly everybody that's in attendance there.
Yeah,
they watching these stages. It's the main stages, yo.
Now, were you chopping up with a lot of people in the back then too? Did you meet some cool people, inspirations?
Yeah, before I hopped on my stage, Miss Heather B from the Sway Show. I just introduced myself to her. Said I was about to hit the stage like in a bit and things like, and she like showed me hella love. I did like a little interview with her. I don't know if she posted it or nothing, but she showed me crazy love because I had.
She did post it.
Oh, she did?
Well,
I don't know.
I saw a 1-minute clip on Instagram. I don't know if she posted the whole thing or not.
Of me?
Yeah,
oh, see?
Yeah.
Then I ain't see it.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I saw it somewhere.
And she has like this other lady that like works with her. Like it was like her manager at the show, or her morning show manager or something. They like fell in love with my kids, and they just
Tracy?
kept. No, not Tracy. No, it was somebody that was like behind the scenes type of person, and they see my kids and like went crazy and like showed me, like just telling me like that meant the world to them to see. Like, even though I'm doing this shit, I'm still bringing my kids to see it and shit. And I was just being a dad. Like, I'm just, yeah, I just gotta, not that I had to bring them, but.
That's true, though. People do give parents credit that they don't deserve.
For sure.
All the time. Like, oh, I can't believe you have it. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't leave them at home.
See, that's just what it is.
People like to give dads credit. Like, I'm so glad to see you there for your kids. Like, that's what the fuck
you're
supposed to do.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess for like a hip hop festival, motherfuckers will find a babysitter.
No, that's true. That's cool. That's cool shit.
Yeah. And
Soundset's always had kids though.
Yeah, that's why I brought my kids. I done seen hella kids there, so I'm like, I'm gonna bring my kids.
That's cool, dad.
I've always questioned some of that shit too, but like Soundset isn't bad, like at all.
No.
It
was
ain't
super
like a crazy
smooth.
festival like Somerset and some of the other places that get wild. You know, but that place is more chill.
Hell yeah.
You steer clear of DMX.
Man, I seen him. I was eating, and
Did you take a picture with him?
No, I was just too busy in my food, and like, there's a picture that like my girl took of me, and I'm just eating food, and DMX just getting food right behind me, and like I knew he was right behind me, but like I'm not
paying attention.
I'm not either.
I'm like in general, like I would, I want to take pictures with legends and shit, and take pictures, but like sometimes I just be thinking like maybe they just want to get something to eat and chill, man.
I feel the same way.
Like, so I'm gonna just let them do that.
I feel like I'm a man. That's a man.
Maybe like one day somewhere else I'll see him and it'll make sense. But
I remember my girl got crazy on me one year at the state fair because Adrian Peterson was like 3 feet away from me.
Yeah,
and this was like 2010 or 11. So like
when he was hot.
Yeah.
And
she's like, just go talk to him. I was like, and say what? How's your fucking funnel cake? What do you want? I'm not. No, I'm. And he was with his mom too. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, it's cool. That's Adrian Peterson. He plays good at football.
At the end of the day, too, I've thought about it. Like, they probably don't even mind because they do it all the time. They take pictures, thousands of pictures weekly. You know what I mean? But I think it's just us as a person or whatever, as humans. Just like I'd rather just kick back and just let him be him, let him be a human, and let them be a human and shit like that. Yeah.
Plus, eventually that photo's just gonna drown in your IG anyways. Shit ain't really ever gonna.
It'll give you some clout. You get a little IG clout.
Yeah, it might give you some. But I don't know if DMX does, because I swear I saw everybody got a picture of DMX at Sunset. Everybody.
That's right.
He was back there. He was walking around and shit.
I'm glad he's looking good though.
He was mixy.
Not fucked up.
Yeah, but oh, that Doja Cat girl like ran up to me and my family. She thought like my girl was like her friend from high school and shit or something. The Doja Cat or whatever. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you was my friend or something." That was interesting.
Wait, is Doja Cat from here?
No, she's big. I don't know where she's from.
No, I knew that. I remember she got big off that.
No, she's not from here.
That cow song. Didn't
she?
Yo.
The cow. Yeah. Said what's up to Sway and shit like that. That's all really.
Sway always shows love to everybody out here,
which
is really dope. That's
Sway may eventually be very instrumental in popping the fucking top off of the music scene here.
Hell yeah. No, he definitely can do it if he wanted to.
He's always supporting it and shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Soundset. All the freestyles, lets everybody come up on that stage.
Hell yeah.
Soundset has some, there's like, so like me being a kind of like a blogger almost, like, the shit that I post on our IG, I post a lot of like performance videos from like festivals.
Yeah.
And I feel like Soundset doesn't have what other festivals have as far as content creation. That's the only thing that I would say about Soundset is like there should be more content created from Soundset. You know what I'm saying? Like more like performance videos.
Like let's drop this clip of dude doing this song.
Yes.
They don't?
Not as much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like last weekend they did the wireless festival out in Brussels and like Germany. Bro, I could go right now, type in #wireless festival, and I'm getting thousands of performance videos, professional performance videos from everybody that, you know what I mean, that did.
Yeah, but you got to get for cameras and shit at Sunset. You got to have press pass though, right?
Not for nothing.
I think so.
Not for nothing. Not as many.
But even they shoot shit that's on the big old mega screen or whatever. You just keep those clips.
But do they? Because I don't ever see them.
They should record them.
I guess that's kind of what I'm talking about.
They got to be recorded, right? Or unless they just live streaming it as on live play.
I'm sure it's recorded.
Because they don't even live stream.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope if like here and there, really here's a clip of Whoop-de-Whoop doing Old Town Road, you know what I'm saying, or something. That
exactly.
Yeah.
And they did have that, but that's because I think that's
they did have that clip.
They did, but I think that's because Lil Nas X,
who he is,
had his own shit.
Yeah, okay.
So like I'm getting, you know what I mean? But like that's kind of
that ain't so. I never peeped that. I never realized.
And it might just be like Soundset is still young.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's still a very young festival, so it might be just working its way up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's not in the budget to do all that right now.
I can't believe how
because we
paid
paid
places now, dude. It's fucking crazy
for it to start out as like just some local shit back in the
'90s
nuts to what it is now.
That lineup
has it been going back since the '90s?
I want to say, don't call me. I want to say like 96, 97 or something.
Yeah, it started in a garage.
Yeah, they was just doing like
started in a fucking garage.
And the story I heard was like they'd go to like till the morning type shit all throughout the night. Yep. With just a bunch of local artists and shit.
They wrote an article about it in. Was
it the
Source?
The Complex one?
Complex.
I did a little quote in there too. Yeah.
It was a kind of a bullshit article. Like a lot of the shit in there was kind of like it didn't. I feel like they didn't really
shed enough light.
Yeah, they didn't shed true light on the music scene here. You know what I mean?
No, I think mainly it was the people that dude got to get in touch with and interview. That's who we like touched on a little bit. Yeah. It definitely wasn't like these are the people doing this, these are the people doing that. Yeah.
It felt like it was like, and that's probably from like someone from my standpoint that's been doing this podcast for 165 episodes. Like,
yo,
what about so and so? You didn't mention this. You didn't mention that. You didn't talk about this person's influence. Right. You know what I mean? Like, where's AK's name in this shit? Like, we're not talking about AK. You're not talking about. You know what I mean?
It definitely was more broader.
But it's still cool to hear the story and read the story about how it started. I had no until then. I didn't know Soundset
was that old.
Started in a garage.
I was at like Canterbury and shit, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't super big. I mean, it was a big party. Like it was dope.
It's a real festival now. Like that lineup this year was insane.
State Fair,
dude. It is State Fair numbers too. That shit's crazy.
Insane. All right. Well, we could probably wrap this, but what time is it here? Before we do though. We were having a conversation off the mic beforehand, and I told you I wanted to ask you on the mic. I want to do a top 5 dead or alive.
Top 5 dead or alive.
Top 5 dead or alive, and I want
like
your
legends?
list. No, I want your list.
Just the personal.
Or you want to give? Should we do all 3 lists?
Let's do the personal.
Okay.
Oh, we can do all 3.
All right. Well, let's start with the personal.
Well, it might be hard, but personal. Young Thug, Drake.
That one's
Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. I mean, okay, hold on. Let's take it back. Top personal, like, of all time?
All time.
Or personal, like, this is who's in my playlist
so you just
right
added
now.
a 4th list.
See, it's hard.
That's a 4th, because you're right.
Top 5 of all time personal.
Yeah, your personal top 5 favorite MCs.
And not like, because it's hard because
if Pac and Biggie, you can leave them out.
How about like Jay and Wayne?
No, you got to put them in there.
So Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and like J. Cole.
You still got Drake in there.
Drake is a very big inspiration to me. Yeah. I mean, he gets his, whatever people say, whatever, because he was an actor and stuff, which I get it.
Yo, show me where Drake was an actor. He was in one show.
Yeah, he was in the. I mean, that's acting, you know.
Yeah, but he was when he was 16.
But I think just his music appealed to me a certain way at a certain age.
Don't get me wrong, I'm with you. I love Drake. I'm a huge Drake fan.
And influenced me to rap a certain way, to talk about certain things, to open up about certain subjects. That's what he did for me, and it was in high school.
In 165 episodes, we have not mentioned Drake's name.
Swear to God.
I'm
like, damn, y'all talk about it that much?
That's a lot. It's more.
Like, I was listening. It's
more than half.
Yeah, I came across Drake early in his shit.
That's why him too.
He had like more room for improvement or something like that.
More room for improvement. We just talked about that last episode.
And
see that ass, him looking real Canadian on the cover.
I want to say he's like on a swinging bench or something. He's on a bench or something.
Nah, but he's by a tree. And he's wearing a sweater with the turtleneck sweater.
Oh my
God.
He's got a maple syrup bucket sitting underneath.
And a hockey stick.
Sitting on a maple syrup bucket.
And a hockey stick.
But no, man, that's definitely top people who, man. And then like 6 coming in would be like, if Thug wasn't in there, Thug is there, just off. And everybody is something different. Like
that's weird. I haven't heard Young Thug out of anybody's.
I think
top.
partially why people don't mention Thug is because he's not an MC.
Yeah, he's not a rapper. It's more of the pockets and the melodies. Like when y'all ask me, like, how do I come up with my pockets and things? Thug is somebody who's like, damn, he be finding them.
His voice,
pockets.
His voice is his instrument.
Yeah. That's something that inspires the shit out of me.
I've learned to love Young Thug. I used to be like, I don't understand.
For sure,
this.
first time too with me, I'm like, what? But like,
I used to think he was just a fake ass Wayne replacement.
Yeah.
Because remember, he came in right after Wayne kind of distanced himself.
I mean, a lot of people were saying
when he came in, he sounded like Wayne.
Yeah.
He sounded
looked a little bit like him too.
And he actually rapped like Wayne.
The song he got with Wayne, I couldn't tell who was who for a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
But he's grown into his own art. Like he don't sound nothing like Wayne anymore.
Now he's distinctive as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I value Young Thug in hip hop for sure.
Hell yeah.
I used to not at all.
For sure. Hell yeah. And then I got like a list that's like the list that like moves around. You know what I mean? Like
the current like playlist.
That's like right now it'd be like Roddy Ricch, The Baby, J. Cole still in there.
I think Cole is currently the best rapper.
Because I mean he just dropped that project, so it's like some new shit to hear. Like Stunner for Vegas is the
I haven't gotten into him, but I've heard a lot about.
I like his shit. I like
that's the Baby's artist, isn't it?
Yeah. They talking they shit. They like street dudes or whatever, but it just makes me feel a certain way. It brings vibes and shit. Man, I don't even know the rest. It's just so.
So you brought up the Dreamville project. I'm curious. Did you listen to it at all, Joe? No,
I did.
It
was cool to me.
I haven't done a deep dive.
It was cool.
I kind of went through the tracks that I knew I was gonna probably like.
For me to like, if you wanted my perspective, like 100%, it was cool to me.
Okay.
Like, I'd rather listen to a J. Cole project. That's just me.
Yeah.
Before I had somebody else that was in like the Schoolboy album was hard as fuck. Great. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. Shit like that. Like if you just make something dope, I'm gonna like it, and that's just what it is. Yep. Yeah.
What's your favorite Cole album?
Man, I really like the Forest Hill Drive one, but
I think that's his best for sure.
There's just like the song Neighbors and shit like that was just fucking bananas. And what's the one with the album with the Forbidden Fruit with Kendrick.
That's the one before Forest Hills Drive.
What's that shit called?
I don't know. That's the one that I always say I hated
Really?
and I almost gave up on Cole. And then I heard Forest Hills Drive came out and someone was like, yo, you got to listen to that. I was like, all right, cool. I listened to that. And then I was like, all right, let me go back.
Yeah.
And
I like his old shit
now
too.
I love it.
Hell yeah,
for sure.
Like, Could We Balance?
Yep.
And his old the Simba ones.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that shit was hard.
I don't like the I didn't like the For Your Eyes Only project.
Oh, I love that one. That was the one. No, wait.
For Your Eyes Only was the one that he did for his kid or for his.
Oh,
so
I love that one.
Does J. Cole have a daughter or a son?
I don't know. I heard he's having a second kid now.
I thought he had a son.
I didn't know he had kids till they said he's having another kid.
Yeah.
I'm
and
like,
he's married too.
Yeah,
People don't even know that.
He keeps his shit low key. I like shit like that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too.
He's definitely.
For Your Eyes Only is the one that had Neighbors on it.
I like that one.
I hated the project. Neighbors was phenomenal.
Okay, so which one was Forest Hill?
Forest Hills Drive was that had.
I mean, I just know I like it. I just know I like it. I can't even think of it right now.
That's one that
Forest Hills Drive for me personally, that's like in my top 10 albums of all time.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that Cole, and I think what's funny is he keeps solidifying this, even on this project, the Dreamville project. I think he's the best rapper alive.
Best rapper alive.
I don't think that there's anybody better than him right now. I just don't. There may be rappers that are able to rap better than him, but nobody is currently.
His catalog and shit like that. Yeah.
He's just right now. He's the one right now.
He's definitely there.
Like Kendrick puts out an album because that's what.
I mean, yeah. See, that's the
every
battle. Is like J. Cole, Kendrick.
But look,
Jay-Z still Cole.
So Kendrick's last album, Damn, is one of my favorite.
Oh, that shit was
one of my favorite projects ever.
Yeah.
But it's not better than Forest Hills Drive.
Really?
And it's not better than KOD.
KOD was sick with it too.
I love Kendrick.
I'm still listening to Damn. Still,
Damn is hard.
I love Damn.
Section 80 was fucking.
That
was something that changed my life too.
Was one of the best albums.
Oh, Good Kid, Mad. See, those were albums that altered the shit.
You can argue that he has 4 classics
for sure,
but you could argue that Cole has 6.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they see like
I wouldn't push 6 on it.
You could argue. I'm just saying you could argue. I'm not saying I think so, but you could argue it.
I just be enjoying the shit. Just
take it easy.
As
long as it's good.
Yo.
That's a fact.
Yo.
That's a fact. And you mentioned the Schoolboy Q album. That was a really good album.
Schoolboy Q album was hard as hell.
What else? Something else came out last week too.
That shit. he got better shit on there.
I know he's got a bunch of.
Oh yeah,
I hated that song when it first came out, but I don't know what it is about that song, but it still just gets me hooked, and I still listen to it like.
The Twista album. I actually listened to it.
I didn't listen to that shit.
It's okay.
In a minute.
Really?
Yeah, it's okay.
Classic or
well, it's a mix. It's a mix.
I know he's been pushing. He's been actually doing some like auto tune stuff.
It's okay. It's not bad. Twista, yeah, okay. No, it's okay. There's some vintage Twista on there.
Devin just put out an album too.
Who?
Devin the Dude? I heard. I haven't heard it.
I listened to it one time through, and I haven't.
I saw Joe Budden get mad at somebody for asking him about it on live the other day.
Why?
So Joe Budden was on IG Live, and I just happened to be watching because sometimes he says controversial shit. So I usually open his live and hit screen record just in case. You never know what he might say. It might be post worthy.
Yeah.
And somebody posted in the comments, "Have you listened to Devin the Dude's album?" And Joe was like, "No. I haven't listened to Devin the Dude's album." Like, what the fuck? I kind of felt the same way too. Like, that's what you're gonna ask Joe Budden?
Yeah.
I don't think he's listening to Devin the Dude. I like Devin, but
yeah,
I don't know about all that. But something else came out that I wanted to talk about. There's another project that just came out.
It was a Dreamville. It was a Tyler the Creator one. It was a. Let me see. I got this playlist.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Oh, I like the songs that I heard from there.
Joe, you getting Chris Brown?
The Indigo one. He got like a song with like, man, he got some cool songs on there.
So he's got 32 songs on the project.
Yup.
Guess how many of them? Guess how many of them are slaps? 32.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris Brown's the GOAT.
Yeah, the
he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's definitely king of like R.
He's the king.
R&B
Period.
and shit like
he's the GOAT.
right now. Yeah.
I want to have that argument with someone soon. Argue with me. Tell me that.
I mean, who else can you compare him to?
Yo, Michael Jackson.
Right, it's all the OGs.
Prince,
and shit, like the
James Brown, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
But tell me,
Chris
which
Brown
one of them?
Right now, Chris Brown.
I think he's surpassed them. Period.
Because
because so here's how I put it. I had this argument. It wasn't even an argument. I was having a conversation with my guy Stilo Real the other day. And he agrees with me. So it wasn't an argument, but sometimes I got to reach out to people that agree with me just to argue with the ghost with them. You know what I'm talking about? Like get to like team up on a ghost and argue with the ghost. Like somebody that agrees with me. Like let's talk about how accurate we are, how right we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Only the realists do that.
And so I thought, like, tell me the album, the Michael Jackson album, where he has 32 songs and they're all bangers.
That's true.
You can't. Tell me the Prince album, 32 songs, all bangers. Can't. Matter of fact, tell me 32 Michael Jackson bangers. Tell me 32 slaps that Michael Jackson has.
Put it that way.
I don't know if Michael Jackson has. No, I can't name them. I mean, if I open my phone, I can tell you.
I could put together 32 Michael Jackson.
He probably has about 32. But what I'm saying is this Indigo project is every song. It's every song. He's the GOAT, period. Anyways, we don't have to talk about it anymore. I said enough. Big Dragon, man. Everybody go stream Big Dragon repeatedly.
Stream that shit, Big Dragon out now. iTunes, Spotify, all that good shit. Make sure you stream it. Make sure you buy the hard copy online. Get that shit, man. It's just hot.
What else? What's next? Anything else?
I'm working on the new music now.
I feel like EPs are the thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got no like focus on like how long I want it, how short I want it. But I mean, EPs, I love doing EPs. They quick, and it's good for people to listen to and really hear the whole thing and shit like that.
Attention spans are down.
Yeah, for sure. With the internet and with the iPads and everything, it's fucked up.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
2 minute songs.
Man, so like it's so common now. Yeah. I swear I was doing that too back before. Motherfuckers be like, man, make that shit longer, man. Your shit need to be longer. Than out of nowhere, everybody doing that shit.
I've heard a lot of people say that Bobby Raps used to tell them.
Tell them what?
That make short songs.
Oh, really?
A minute and a half to 2 minute songs.
Yeah.
And when he was doing it back in the day, people were like, "What the fuck? I want more."
Yeah.
And now,
and it has like a little sneaky little thing behind it because it gives you more plays. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because motherfuckers gonna repeat that shit. Yeah. Repeat that. I be peeping game and on like YouTube it'll get you like a little more money because they gonna watch the video or watch the song all over. Like you know what I mean? Or any streaming service like they gonna play that shit. That's what Lil Nas X, he did that with I want to say Panini. Yeah, that shit quick as hell. Yep. And like I like Panini. I like that. I like that song. So like I'm listening to it.
I like him, man. He's dope.
Yeah, he's dope. The album is actually like I fucked with it. I fucked with it. Yeah, it was. He surprised me more than it was better than I expected.
I agree. That rodeo joint is insane.
Yeah, which one's that one?
That's one with Cardi
B. Yeah, that shit's hard.
Insane. I can't wait for the video.
That and the short songs, I'm like, I know it's because you're going to get like double the streams. You're going to get triple, quadruple the streams from each listener. You know what I mean? Yep. Yo, yeah. I'm figuring all that shit out too. Yeah. And I mean, I got some shit in like next week. I fly to Colorado with Prof and Wonka. We're doing like a show at some amphitheater type deal in Fort Collins, Colorado. Then the next day, we fly to Portland for like some weed festival thing. Prof is headlining both.
Dope.
Yeah, so they're both supposed to be like big shows and shit. So that's next week. And then just working on music.
Videos coming soon too?
Yeah, working on videos and shit like that. Yo.
All right.
Super dope.
Well, we appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
This is a good conversation. This is fun.
Hell yeah. Thank y'all.
Episode 165, Cashinova. Big Dragon. Big Wise Dragon.
The Big Wise Dragon. Collab EP.
We're out.
Peace.